Hey everybody, Ray the Video Guy here, and once again I have made Todd Gross get up at about 1 o'clock in the morning to do some last-minute videos for us here. And the reason I did is because Todd, along with a few of our other buddies like Michael Krissa, have a really cool product that I think everybody could really benefit from. And first and foremost, Todd, say hello to everybody.
Hi everybody, and if you're wondering about the hat, I'm celebrating that I'm talking to Ray because I did live in Utah for several years and I miss it. I haven't been back for the last 6 months or so. And, you know, I got this hat in Utah, so I'm doing that. And it's also covering up the fact that I'm totally, like you, Ray, I'm unshaven. My hair is a complete mess from working to make sure that this product that we have for you, and look at that, is going to be ready for you first thing in the morning. We're recording this on Tuesday night. We're releasing this on Wednesday morning. So that's why I have the hat on.
Yes, me too, actually. And I call that the dangers of internet marketing, because you don't have to leave your house, so you don't bother to shave and you don't bother to fix your hair. And heck, half the time I don't get out of my pajamas until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not afraid to admit that.
That early? Wow.
Yeah, exactly, right? So Todd, let's talk a little bit, because the first thing that you and Michael brought up was what we call the dangers of YouTube. Now, I want everyone to be clear. I haven't abandoned YouTube. I'm not switching to Vimeo. Believe me, I'm not. So we still love YouTube for certain things. For instance, you know, getting that traffic, getting those rankings and things like that. But there are dangers of running your business through a service like YouTube. Could you go over that just a little bit?
Yeah, just in a nutshell, it's the same thing as totally depending on Facebook, totally even depending on PayPal. You can get shut down, and you do. And the reason is because, like these other big businesses that work online that I mentioned, they do everything in an automated fashion. So, for instance, when a complaint is received that perhaps there is a copyright infringement, they will not wait. They will just take your video down, or take your video down and give you a warning of suspension when somebody does that. So in my case, originally someone must have complained that my videos were too marketing, I don't know, maybe spammy, I don't know, but my original video channel got taken down. They just threw it away, didn't even tell me. Then when I got a new one, I was getting warnings from time to time, as many people are, of copyright infringement and things like that. And I knew it was false because it would be me talking into the camera, and there was no music in the background, with my same view that you're seeing right here, my own studio. I mean, I can't imagine what is infringing on anyone's copyright back there behind me right now, you know? So
I do see the game of life back there, so perhaps.
Oh, do you? Uh-oh. That could be it. Oh, yeah, I see it. So that's, you know, what happens is that even if you get too many views too quickly, because people try to do that artificially sometimes, they can automatically shut off that video, and it trips the mechanism. So you really don't know what is going to happen. First of all, you don't know when you're going to be getting your video taken down, or your channel taken down, you taken down. It's just a disaster waiting to happen if you're basing your whole business on it. So all of the gurus and all of the marketers, and even Ray, who's big on YouTube, knows that he should, of course, use Amazon S3 in conjunction with another video player for your business itself. So in other words, if you are an offline business and you have a bicycle store, of course you're not going to put a YouTube video on that page. You want to have the video usually hosted through Amazon S3, which is what we would suggest. That's just an example of an offline business. For an online business, the same thing. If you are somebody that you know, delivers e-products, you want to make sure that your video on that page is going to be not necessarily on YouTube. You should always have the main video that represents your business not on YouTube, but on your own hosting, or preferably so you can handle the traffic on Amazon S3, which is very, very cheap, by the way. So that's the story with YouTube. It's just really dangerous to place your whole business, put yourself in the hands of Google's YouTube when they don't talk back to you when they take your videos down. There's just no way to contest it.
Absolutely. And just for the record, I actually had a YouTube channel taken down about 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Fortunately, I appealed it and it came back, but I was in panic mode for about 2 days over that, and all it was some other marketer in Utah did not like the fact that I had put out a marketing video, how to market your stuff, call me, that kind of thing, and I had overtaken them and become #1, and so they flagged my video over and over again until the whole channel came down. But they did put it back, but I've got another channel from a couple years ago. I was appealing again to them the other day, and they still keep telling me no, and it's got videos that are irreplaceable at this point because they were old videos that I had put up there, and I don't really have copies of them, or maybe I have them somewhere. So it makes a lot of sense to do that. And you talked about the fact that S3 can be cheap. I don't think I have ever gotten a bill from them for using S3 yet. So I don't, I don't know what.
It's that cheap. They may not charge if it's under 10 cents or something a month.
Yeah, and I've never.
But that's probably what happened, because I use it heavily, and it's usually a few dollars a month. We also host our entire images from the page on there too, so we can run it up. I mean, I've had some big launches where I've been able to run it up to like $100 a month, but generally speaking, it's a few dollars a month for somebody like me. So, a normal user will likely be paying pennies per month. So it's really not an issue. Amazon S3 is there. It's the cloud. It's fast. It's reliable. And the most important thing is it handles a ton of people going to the video at once. And that's what, of course, we like so much about it.
Absolutely, and I know the big thing is, especially for internet marketers, when we're doing training videos and things like that. I've seen people put those things on YouTube, and in fact, I even tried it on one of my products just to see what would happen. To see if there were people viewing the videos without paying and stuff like that. And sure enough, there were. There was definitely more people watching the videos than should have been watching them, because I did try it that way, and honestly, it didn't really save me any money to use YouTube, so it just didn't make a lot of sense. And all my other products, I always did S3, but the big thing, of course, with S3 is that natively it's missing a few things that YouTube does have, and that's what you and Michael are addressing with this product tomorrow, correct?
Yes. Now, the product, it's funny because the product has a couple of names going with it, because originally we had this report called Tube Danger describing what you and I just discussed. So that was the original pin name for the project. But the actual, it's funny, it has 3 names. The other name that we've come up for it is Video Marketing Publisher, because it is video and it's for marketing people like us, and it's publishing your video. And that's what we named it, VMP. However, it is basically the core features of a long-standing video service called Easy Web Video. Now, the reason I bring that up is because Easy Web Video I first promoted back around 2007, 2008 when I was in Utah, as a matter of fact. And I helped give it a kickstart then, and it's been doing well ever since, kind of in the background, not as famous as something like Easy Video Player, which became Easy Video Suite, but really very, very similar. So the point that the reason I bring that out is because this service has been around forever. In fact, before all of the other guys, before Simple Video Pro, which is a great player, before, I can't. There's so many that are coming to my mind that are basically, whether they realize it or not, a derivative of this one, which was really the original. So what we've done is we've taken the core features of that video player, Easy Web Video, and made it into this video marketing publisher, which includes some really hot features. So, why don't I show you? Why don't I show you?
Absolutely. Let's do
Because
that.
I have actually the ability to share my screen, and I learned how to do this during Hangouts pretty effectively the last couple of weeks. So let me just call it up.
Beautiful.
All right, so you can see the Easy Web Video desktop right here. Is that correct?
Yep, sure can.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is not a WordPress plugin. It's desktop, Mac, or or PC software. But the very last step that you go through when you're allowed to then continue to work on your videos or publish your videos by grabbing the actual code, the actual embed code, or the actual web page that it creates. What's interesting about that is actually on our servers. So it's like two-pronged. But it works perfectly on Macs or PCs, and in fact, I'm using it on a Mac right now. That's what you're watching. So the first thing you do, and as I go through these very simple steps, okay, I want you to realize that it's going to lead us through as I do them, and it will uncover the various features as I do this, because those features are built in right from the top. So I just select the source videos, and in my case, I'm not sure of all the formats it takes in. I assume it takes in just MP4s, but anyway, I have a couple of MP4s on my desktop ready. And I wanted to show you that you could take in not one, but 2, 3, 4, as many videos as you want to put in your player, because it actually is going to create a playlist. And that's the first difference I noticed here compared to other video players, is it really very easily makes a playlist. So what it does is it loads the video on the left-hand side here, and then you choose the output size. So I chose a small output size, 16:9 ratio. And the advanced settings, most people may not show you this, but I think it's kind of important that the bit rate, and that's what you really want to look at here, I believe should be around 560. All right? Generally speaking, 720 is okay. It'll give you a very high quality video, but it'll be a video that will be pretty large. 320 will give you a low quality video, but it will play really fast, and 560 is a nice compromise in between. Then you could stretch to fit if you need it, if it's not a perfectly sized video. And then you have a choice of 2 codecs, and I used to know what this meant, and of course I forgot. And I used to know what deinterlacing meant, and of course I forgot that as well. And then you just click on Create Video. Now, what it's going to do, and I kind of referred to this a moment ago, is it's going to create a video in a player now, all right? And then you'll get a chance to change the actual look of the player. But when it does that, it's going to do it for both videos, not just one, because remember, I loaded 2 videos. So now that it's loaded...
It's Todd Gross with a long
Oopsie. So now it's loaded to the other side. It's loaded over here. And it occurs to me I should have made it bigger, because it's really tiny on my screen. But, now that it's loaded over here and we have a nice little view of it, what we've got are 2 videos on the right-hand side that you could see, and that's the playlist. But we could change the look and feel of that very easily as we move to the next step. So we're already done with step number 1, the conversions, right here. Now we're going to step number 2, the conversion settings we're done with. So we're going to step number 2, and we're able to pick the player, the actual look of the player, and I'll change it now. I'll change its color.
Hey, it's Todd Gross with a...
All right, now you can see that we have a different playlist on the right. And as we pick different players themselves, player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, etc., you can see that the playlist will either disappear...
Hey, it's Todd Gross with a long...
like this, where the playlist virtually disappears. Now it's giving a little icon here to actually, expand the playlist. Or the playlist will just take a different form. Like I believe player number 4 is a different form.
Hey, it's Todd Gross with a...
You see it's listed now on the right rather than being actual images of the 2 videos. So whichever player you pick will show the playlist in a different way, and of course if you have just one video, then the playlist won't be there. Now you could also check things off that are going to make this really nice, like autoplay or just load the video. The end action, you have various choices, and the end action would be things like stopping it, pausing it, playing the next video, or looping the 2 videos. And then you have social
Hey, it's
media
Todd
buttons.
Gross with a
Sorry about that. Social media buttons, you just check off and they'll pop up right in here.
Hey, it's Todd Gross with a
Oh,
long
nice. That's cool.
I should put this on non-autoplay so I don't keep doing that. There we go. And then the most important thing here is it's so easy to put in a redirect URL. So later on, when this video lives in its own web page that is automatically made, you'll see that it's really cool to have put in a redirect URL, because let's say this is an affiliate video, okay? Then you could redirect it to your affiliate site. I was talking to James Knight about this today, and he thinks you could put in your CPA offer here as your redirect URL or something like that. So,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that would be perfect.
so I'm just going to put that in here, google.com. I'll pretend that's my affiliate page for something. And then continue. So we actually did a lot already, obviously, but it gets even better. Because the next thing you could do is you can embed your logo. So you would select your logo right here, and then you would have it transparent. You could control the transparency of your logo. And then you could also make that link back to your website.
Nice.
Right? And then you have more options. You have video labels that you could put on. Now, the difference between an image and a label is actually writing. So if you put in a new label, you would actually write something out like click here now, and you'd select the size like Arial 18, and then you put the link that you want somebody to go to. Go here.com, let's say. You apply it, and then once you do, you also have right here the ability, all right, to make that label. And if my video was bigger, this would be easier to do. But I made a really tiny video. You're able to actually drag the bars for when that label will start and stop, etc. And
so that's very similar to YouTube annotations at that point there.
Yeah, it is. And you can make them clickable. You don't have to jump through hoops. I know that you have a great course on how to make those annotations clickable in YouTube, but it's a little bit of a process. And here, obviously, it's much simpler. You could add an email form like this, and it's really easy to do that here. And you could also do that once the video is uploaded to the server. And when you add the email form, you can make it by clicking this, required, where you're requiring somebody to put in their email and name, or just their email. By unclicking that, it's just their email. And what you're doing is you're forcing the video to stop until somebody actually does opt into your list. So that's something else that you can do, which is very, very cool. And if you get the Facebook option, you could carry all those features that I just showed you right on over to Facebook as well and put it right in your news feed. And I have another example of that, which I am going to show you. If I could find that with my share, my screen share. I think this is it here. I hope I'm not bringing up some illicit page. You know, it's hard for me to see it, so let's see what it shows. Ah, yes, that's it right there. So this is what it looks like when you post a video to your actual news feed, okay? And then what happens is you can just play the video right on the news feed itself. You just click this here, and then it would actually start playing. So I guess I should do that on my desktop. All right, so I click the video, and it's going to get a little larger, and then there it is. Now it's actually loading, and it's going to play. And usually, the way you render it is going to determine how fast it loads. So if I guess it's waiting for me to click it. And depending on which video I picked just now, it's going to take a certain amount of time to load. But as I said, I've figured out ways to get this stuff to load really quick. And as a matter of fact, Ray, I'm going to make a bonus video on how to determine how big to make your videos, because I noticed that nobody realizes that you should make your videos 5 to 10 megabytes per minute of length.
Right.
And by doing that, 5 to 10 minutes, of length, 5 to 10 megabytes per minute, then you will always get videos that will right away play. All right, so I finally just clicked it, and now it's starting.
Gross. How are you? Listen, I'm here with a friend of mine.
And of course, all those great features you talked about, those will still work inside of Facebook.
Michael Creasa. Now, Michael is the co-founder.
Yeah, they will. And actually, those features were going to pop up just now. The funny thing that's happening to me right now, Ray, is as I'm watching the presentation that you and I are doing, I keep clicking the screen, the actual Google Hangout, rather than clicking my desktop.
I do that all the time.
Do you really? So that's
Yes.
why it was taking a while to load.
Why is it not going? Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's what was going on. So anyway, there it is, right in the desktop, and then the comments are underneath, and it becomes really interactive, and it's really great. All those features I showed you before carry over. Now, the very last thing that you need to do, I'm going to try to show you that. Oh, there I just made myself full screen so I could see how silly I look with the hat. That's funny. Let's see. Okay, back to the Easy Web video. All right, there we are. Is to publish it. So when you click on publish, you see how it says your video is being uploaded to our servers, and then as soon as it's uploaded, and this is really cool, it gives you the embed code immediately. All right, so you're right there. You don't have to write share. It immediately gives you the embed code, and you're done. And then you could click here if you want to continue to manage your video and change it even more. And that's what happens when you click this, and that just popped on my screen too, and I think I could show you that. I think that's it.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. All right, so what you're looking at here is once it ends up on the server, then you could do different things. You could, for instance, change the redirect. You could change a whole bunch of different things. And you could add related videos. You could set a video image. If the post to Facebook feature is active, then you could do that as well. And that is something that we have as an option. Okay, and you'll be able to see that option when this actually launches on Wednesday morning. So that's it in a nutshell. Really easy to use. As you can see, I gave you basically a rundown of how to do this, and it didn't take long at all. And it's really just a joy to use. Playing with it has been just so much fun. I had used it years ago, and then I actually, hadn't used it again until I got involved with the project recently, and it's been really, really fun. So that's the story.
Nice, and I've used the older version as well myself in the past, and what I like about this is, I've used other players. This is much easier, and much more simple to get in there and kind of understand what's going on. Some of the players are very complex, very difficult to figure out, and so this is kind of a joy to use as well, which is kind of neat.
Now you can see it's very powerful, but what we've done is we've priced it really low, and especially if you kind of move on this with Ray quickly when he says, "Get it, it's just come out," it's going to be really, really low cost. Slice the price of the lowest ones that you could think of that are out there now in half, and you're probably still going to be higher than what we're going to charge for this initially. So we're being kind of dumb and selling this at a price that's too low, but we have our reasons for doing so. We're trying to get this out to as many people as possible at the very beginning, and that's the reason. So it's kind of a win situation for you and a win situation for us. So you'll have nothing to lose by getting this and comparing to another video player that you may already have. So even if you are using something else, getting this as well will kind of teach you whether this has a better look and feel for you, whether it really is as user-friendly as we're saying it is. Because for me, using it the first day, for the first few minutes, it wasn't so intuitive immediately. It was intuitive after playing with it for around 15 minutes or so. And after that first 15 minutes, when I realized, for instance, about the playlist, and that's why you had to load more than one video, etc., once I got that whole concept, and I did it once. After that, it was easier than basically anything else that I own in terms of a video player. So it's very, very intuitive. It may just seem a little unusual if you're used to another video player on the very, very first try.
Well, I think it looks, maybe it's my video side coming out, but I think it looks very easy to use and to understand. So I'm kind of liking that. And of course, the other thing that people need to understand also with hosting your own videos and using a program like this is, we all talk about getting YouTube videos ranked onto page 1 of Google, but when you use your own self-hosted videos, you also have the possibility of getting your video on your site ranked as a video on Google. So instead of it, showing the thumbnail and saying go to YouTube, it'll show your actual website and still show that thumbnail. And of course, you guys have a solution for people to check out on that front as well. In the back end of this product as well.
Yeah, so we decided to include that easy site generator. The what's it called? The
video
sitemap here. Video sitemap generator. It's now 1:31 a.m. So the video sitemap generator allows you to create. Let me put this in full perspective. You've got 3 things going on. You've got the interactive video. You've got YouTube, and now you have the, as an option, Facebook. You have the the video. You have Facebook as an option, and then you have the video sitemap. Now, the video sitemap usually is going to create a little thumbnail, especially on mobile devices, and that little thumbnail is going to really bring a lot of attention to your listing once Google indexes it. But even if they don't give you that little video thumbnail on a regular browser, let's say on a computer, because they do it kind of arbitrarily, it's still going to be discovered by Google, and it's going to have kind of the same perks that a YouTube video would have by telling them where it is with the video sitemap. So that's why it's so key to have that if you really want to make this be able to compete in terms of rankings. So that's why I'm really happy we have the video sitemap generator at such a low cost on the inside. Then, in addition, as I hinted a moment ago, by posting it on Facebook with the interactive features, which is just a low-cost option that we have, you're also able to get this viral like you would think about putting something on YouTube. So we actually have that as a solution if you're worried about spreading your video. Because remember, when it's on your host, even though most YouTube videos just sit there and get very few views, you still have a chance that maybe from some of the cross-traffic and some of the training that you get from Ray the Video Guy, that you'll be able to get some views of your YouTube videos. Well, by posting your video on Facebook, you also can make this thing go viral. Like mine actually had gone viral. I just clicked on the sponsored link, which is my tip. When you post a video on your news feed, you're actually able to promote your particular newsfeed post. Now, you're not supposed to do that for marketing reasons, but if you have a video that kind of leads to marketing later on, that's kind of okay. And all those people that are your friends and are their friends are going to see that post. And a lot of you that I'm speaking to right now have a lot of marketing friends. And those marketing friends have a lot of marketing friends. Not all of you. Some of you use Facebook just specifically for your actual social activities on a day-to-day basis. But I knew from day one, or hoped from day one, that my getting all these friends that were in the marketing arena would someday have a purpose. And that is the purpose, is now I can just click on promote the post for $6.99, and it goes out to a slew of people. So I got a lot of opt-ins, for instance, on that video I just showed you a moment ago in the last few days, solely from that video actually being propagated across Facebook.
Nice. And yeah, it's a very effective way to do it. I use Facebook for that purpose all the time. And when you talk about these promoted videos like that, of course, if you're putting it on your Facebook page as opposed to your personal timeline, you can promote anything that's commercial without any issues there. So it's very effective in both of those methods. So and it's a lot better than just a simple image. It's a video that you're promoting, and it's got the extra effect of being able to click through or do some of those features in the end as well. So it's it's exciting. I love these kinds of players, and I really love the way this one works because I think anybody can figure it out. It's not going to be complex. I have another one that I use right now that has a lot of great features, but it is very complex for people to use. If I gave it to most of the people that I talk with on a regular basis who aren't video people or tech people, they're not going to be able to figure out how to do it at all. And this is just a lot simpler and easier to be able to use, and I like that.
And I obviously, being a video guy like you, have a lot of them. I've also been a very big promoter, one of the main promoters of most of the ones that have come out in the internet marketing arena. Not some of the really large companies that are kind of out there, but the ones that we know of, like Simple Video Pro and Easy Video Player. I've always been on the forefront of getting those out there. I've always believed in them and just loved what they do. And I'm really tickled that I am part of something now, not just an affiliate, so to speak, promoting these and telling people about them, but actually, I co-own this, and I'm excited about that, that I, am part of a video player launch where I'm not just an affiliate, that I actually have some ownership in it. I really, really am excited about that. I mean, it's late, so you may not be able to tell, but this is kind of dear to my heart that it's so high quality, and I've got them, my partners, to go with such a low cost, so I could get it out to such a large number of people. You and I, Ray, do that a lot. We'd like to get and I've talked about this for years. I like to get the maximum people to get the good products. I like to get it into their hands for the reasonable price, rather than the gurus, or a lot of them, who like to get the highest priced products into lesser people's hands and still make the same or more money. I find that is counterintuitive to what they're teaching in terms of helping people. If they really want to help people, then they try to get the maximum number of units into people's hands, and that's what I like to do. So that's why I get tickled when I'm able to offer something at such a low cost that does so much. And when I started, even to this day, the lower cost products that are high quality, I love to buy, because it means that if I don't like it, I don't have to go begging for a refund or feeling that I made the wrong decision and beating myself up. I don't have to go through those emotions. That's another reason why I love products that are in this price range.
Oh, beautiful. Well, it is a great product, and I'm excited to let people in on this particular one, because I know people are going to love this. And of course, we can't leave out some awesome bonuses, which, as Todd said, it's 11:30 at night here, so you'll just have to look below this video when you're seeing it to see all the great bonuses that we come up with in the next couple of hours. But needless to say, it's going to be related to this product, and I know it's going to include graphics that you can put into the videos and things of that nature to make them interactive, just like you would on YouTube. So we want to be able to give you that same type of interactivity. So we will add that into there, and you'll have some great stuff to be able to add into your videos. So Todd, thank you very much for staying up so late, and literally I grabbed you at about midnight and said, hey, jump on with me.
Absolutely, no problem. I love working with you as always. Thanks, Ray.
All right, you have a great night. Thanks, everybody. And again, check for those bonuses below. And if you have any questions, of course, hit us up on Facebook. We'll be glad to answer any questions.